but all over the planet. Jihad. A young man approached the Prophet Muhammad, the messenger of God, and said he knew that the struggle they were fighting needed men. The young man offered to fight as a form of jihad, saying he believed this is what Allah had commanded him to do, even though his mother was weeping at home. The Prophet Muhammad gently advised the young man to go home and allow his mother to laugh in the same way he had made her cry. Jihad, according to the Holy Quran, is a form of self-sacrifice. It's a struggle within oneself. There are many forms of jihad and many ways to give of oneself. With 1.2 billion followers around the world, Islam is the fastest growing religion and often the most misunderstood.
The majority of Muslim jurists view jihad as a defensive act. That is, when Muslims are attacked, then they can launch jihad. A minority of jurists view jihad as an offensive, global fight against the infidels, and therefore you have to. But the most outstanding historical practice is jihad as defensive war, and not as offensive war.
Even before evidence was revealed in the 1993 World Trade Center attack and the Oklahoma City bombing in 1995, allegations pointed to Muslims. The September the 11th attack on the World Trade Center was, in Quranic terms, not jihad, but a terrorist attack.
Jihad. It's interesting. Especially these days, we're hearing this word in the news quite a bit. Now, the interesting thing about Arabic, you can always break the word down to its root, and it usually goes back to 3 sounds. And what you have in jihad is jahada, which means to struggle. Now, the jihad is not only a struggle with a gun, or a sword, or M16, or a Kreshnikov, it's also with the word, because in Islam we believe that the pen is mightier than the sword. And the pen is also a way of peace, which brings us back to the foundation of Islam, which means peace.
Jihad refers to an Islamic concept that includes the effort to improve the quality of life in society and one's own personal life. Dawah is the cornerstone of jihad. It is the call or invitation to Islam. It introduces the religion's principles and clarifies any uncertainties surrounding the faith. This is the cornerstone of jihad. With 21st century technology, Dawah has become globally accessible on the information highway. Nowhere in the Quran is the term holy war used. In fact, the concept of holy war first emerged in 1095 when Pope Urban II called on Christians to take up arms to liberate Jerusalem from Muslims and other heretics. In history, this marked the beginning of the Crusades. Teachings of the Prophet Muhammad recount that after a battle, the Prophet told his followers they had returned from Jihad al-Asghar, a lesser jihad. When asked what the greater jihad is, the Prophet replied, "It is the struggle against oneself." Defensive jihad can only be carried out under strict consideration of the following rules. According to the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, those are to go in the name of Allah, not to kill old men, children or women, and never to mutilate the bodies of the enemy.
Be merciful to women, kids, or children, and also what life is about, including trees. Now, it happened in the history that when there is a complaint to the commanders about any of the soldier torturing or killing innocent people, that's a crime. Therefore, to us as a Muslim, it's clear that killing any, terrorizing any, Muslims or non-Muslims, sin. It has been forbidden and it has to be implemented.
These rules, introduced by the Prophet and his companions more than 1400 years ago, still apply today and comply to the codes of war stipulated in the 1949 Geneva Convention. Only a recognized religious Muslim leader is entitled to proclaim jihad. As there is no one recognized Muslim leader, scholars say that no person today has the religious legitimacy to declare jihad in the name of Islam. The first Muslim state was established in 622 AD in what today is the Saudi Arabian city of Medina. At the time of the Prophet, the inhabitants were vulnerable to attack and had to defend themselves. Only then did God allow the Prophet Muhammad to fight back. There are many forms of jihad, and it is up to each individual to take responsibility for his or her own actions. Some may be honored as martyrs, others for keeping the peace or staying at home to support families and communities.
The face of terror is not the true faith of Islam. That's not what Islam is all about. Islam is peace.
The word Islam in Arabic means salam, or peace, whether in defense on the battlefield or within oneself. Jihad is the struggle to achieve and maintain justice and peace.